Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy, Simeon Russell, coming at you with nothing but Knicks. Cavs and Warriors playing. Knicks got a little bit of news to talk about. Let's get with it. What's poppin', people? I'm chilling. Just to let you guys know a little bit, I'm also streaming on Twitter right now. Trying out something new, trying to stream to both Twitter and YouTube, see if I can expand my horizons a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we don't get much lag. Hopefully the delay isn't too bad. You know, I know it's naturally a delay, but hopefully it's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people are watching the game right now, but that's cool. I'm with it. I understand. Go ahead and watch the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the game as well. I can't have it on in the background. I wish that I could. If I could have it on in the background, I would. But the YouTube police would come get me. You know what I'm saying? And shut the stream down for playing something live. So I'm not about to take those chances. But we'll keep the game updated. You know what I'm saying? And we'll rock with it. I'm live streaming during the game because I said I was gonna be on at 11 o'clock, and I like to keep my time as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? And I also, I'm on the East Coast, so it's late for me, and I gotta get to bed. You know what I mean? So I'm watching the game and I'm streaming at the same time, and we can rock with it. I'm pretty sure some people can rock with it. Everybody said I'm killing you. I'm killing you. Hey, listen in, watch the game. Do what you do. It's all good. I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Right now the Cavs are down by 1. And it's what's that? A few minutes left in the game. Cavs down by 1. Hey, let me say something. The Cavs are putting up a fight. 8 minutes, 29 seconds, and I might be a little bit behind you guys. 8 minutes, 29 seconds left in the game, and the Cavs are putting up a fight. 89-88, or 91-88 now, Golden State. You know what I'm saying? And hey, we could talk about the game. While you guys watching the game, we could talk about the game. I'm cool with it, and then we can get on with the show. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you right now, I am. Look, usually I'm not a Cavs fan. I'm not a LeBron fan. You all know that. I talk about it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Up 1 now. Golden State's up 91-90. Cleveland got the ball. 7:45 left in the game. I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm not a Cavs fan. But I feel like I'm rooting for the Cavs to win. The Cavs are up 92-91. I feel like I'm rooting for the Cavs to win. And I think I'm rooting for the Cavs to win just because I like the underdog. For me, I mean, Golden State is just crazy stacked. Crazy stacked, you know what I mean? And I mean, I get it. I'm cool with it. Kevin Durant did what he did. He's with Golden State, but I wouldn't mind seeing Cleveland come up big. You know what I mean? And look, I don't like LeBron really. I don't like him too much as a person, a basketball personality. I'm not. I'll always admit that. But as a basketball player, I mean, I gotta admit the kid is ridiculous. You know what I mean? He's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I'm looking at him right now and say, I hate when he does this stuff. What he's doing right now, acting crazy over a call and all of that. Gets that LeBron syndrome. But what are you gonna do? Every player does it in the NBA. But I've got to appreciate LeBron. You know what I mean? I got to appreciate LeBron and what he's doing to get this Cavs team to the finals after what they've been through. And with Kyrie leaving, and then let me turn this up. My bad, y'all. I know I was kind of low on that one. I'm back. Now I really got it. Got the volume better. I apologize about that. I was low. But what? So the Cavs, Kyrie left last summer, right? Then they make some moves. They got Derrick Rose. They get Dwayne Wade, Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder. You know, and they got, you know, like a ragamuffin group of guys in there that they try to put together. It's not working. Looks like, oh man, it's possible they don't even make the playoffs, right? Looks like that. And boom, mid-season, big trade. You get Jordan Clarkson, you get Larry Nance Jr., whoever else they got. You know, they got point guard there, a couple other guys. And now you got half the season to try to put it together. Right now, Golden State up 94-92. Kevin Durant just got a steal, fouled on the break. 5 minutes and 51 seconds left in the game. And like I said, you guys might be a little ahead of me, you know. But then to take this group, bring this group, get this group together and be able to take them to the NBA Finals, that's a feat. I'm not gonna lie about it. That's a feat. That's a tough task right there. And he did it. You know what I'm saying? He did it. Not just him, of course. And it's not like those guys came into a group that hadn't been together. You had LeBron James. You have Kevin Love, J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, Kyle Korver. You know, those guys have been there for a little while. You got Ty Lue that's been there for a little while. So it's you came into a group that kind of has maybe a little bit of a culture there already. But then you still got a bunch of new players. And to be able to bring those guys together and get them to the NBA Finals, that's a feat. You know, that's a feat. And it's like he's knocking down record after record after record. You know what I mean? Record after record. And, he's doing it. He's doing that. I got to give it to him. You know, I'm that type of person. I'll give him props where it's due. Boom. Draymond Green with a big three. 97-94 Golden State. You know, Draymond Green, he's something. We needed Draymond Green. Dave Fizdale says that Lance Thomas is our Draymond Green. Now, I don't think he actually means that Lance Thomas can do everything that Draymond Green does, but he's the prototype of guy. If he's going to do that, he's got to hit them threes, though. He's got to hit the same type of threes that Draymond Green hits. You know what I mean? Can he do it defensively? Maybe. Steph Curry with a big three. Steph Curry, man, the dude is crazy. I'm telling you, I see some of the threes that Steph Curry throws up, man, and it kills me sometimes, but he knocks it down. Kills me sometimes. Kawhi Jennings, you say we can get a better version of Draymond Green and Miles Bridges. And Miles Bridges? You saying in Miles Bridges? Okay. Lance Thomas, for right now, can be our Draymond Green, I guess, right? For right now, he can be our Draymond Green. He can, he doesn't have to do everything that Draymond Green does, but he can be our Draymond Green, even if we're just practicing, right? For someone else that's going to come in and be Draymond Green, even if we're just practicing. And then we find a real one that can be Draymond Green, So it's not like we have to settle in on Lance Thomas. That's what I'm saying. We can just be practicing. That's cool. I'm good with that. But he's definitely, Lance Thomas is definitely not Draymond Green. But I understand what Dave Fizdale is saying. He's the prototype, that prototype of player, right? That prototype. So, who knows? We practice it. We see how it works out. But yeah, Tony Crow, definitely, man. Curry, Curry throws up some wild stuff sometimes. He'll walk across half court and just launch it. You know, he'll walk across half court, launch it, and I'll be like, yo, what are you doing? You know, and look, I have to, you know, a lot of you guys know I coach AAU. I have to teach my kids that that's not what you do. That's not, I don't want to say that's not good basketball. That's the Warriors' way. That's Steph Curry's way. For these kids coming up that's trying to play ball, that's not what you do. That's not good basketball for you because you're not that type of three-point shooter. You know what I'm saying? That's the way the Warriors play. That's the way the Rockets play. They're NBA professionals. That's the scheme that their coaches put in place. You got to, you know, these kids got to back off of it, man. I go to all these AAU games and I see these kids launching up threes all over the place. And, you know, the teams are shooting like 20% from three-point land, and coaches are encouraging them to just go ahead and shoot up threes all willy-nilly. It's crazy. You know, now, from time to time, you do get guys on AAU teams that can truly hit the three, right? Yellow Bands, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Trying to do something fresh here, fresh and new for the New York Knicks fans. And, you know, who knows? Maybe we'll duplicate it for other teams. But appreciate you coming on. And as soon as this game is over, we're going to talk through the game. As soon as the game is over, we're going to get to the show. You know, it's just, you know, I know a lot of people are watching the game, so I don't want to just start talking Knicks while we're watching the game and people can't really pay attention to the game. So I'm peace with that. But, yeah, you get guys here and there that can shoot, right? That can knock it down in AAU. And those are the guys you got to let shoot. You know, these are high school kids. You still got to teach them and train them how to do it the right way. You feel me? You know, because if not, then these guys are going to grow up thinking that they're, you know, that they're Steph Curry and they're nowhere near Steph Curry. 194 Golden State. 4 minutes and 18 seconds left in the game. J.R. Smith right here. Pulls it up. Miss. Steph Curry grabs the rebound. Like I said, you guys are probably a little bit before me. You know, because I'm streaming on YouTube. I use that YouTube TV. Yeah, I like YouTube TV too. It's pretty cool. I like it. Steph Curry to the lane, drops it off. It's going the Cavs' way. Still 194, 351 left. We'll see if LeBron James can pull this one out. That was Kevin Looney that Steph Curry dropped it off to. See if LeBron James can pull this one out. You know, early in LeBron James' career, he was afraid of the big moment. You know, he was scared of the big moment. He didn't want the big moment, which is the reason why he teamed up with, and you see LeBron James, as I'm speaking, flies down the middle of the lane for an easy deuce. Not too much contest to it. But he was afraid of the big moment. That's why he teamed up with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. Now, you know, he's grown a little bit. He got a little bit of tutelage from Dwayne Wade. And he's a big shot taker and a big shot maker. Got to give him that. As Kevin Durant shoots an air ball. And there's questions about Kevin Durant too. You know, I was watching Sports Center this morning, and Stephen A. Smith. Or was it this morning? Maybe it wasn't this morning. Maybe it was yesterday. Maybe it was yesterday. He was talking about those quotes with Kevin Durant. And, of course, the questions in LeBron James. There he goes. 198. Golden State. LeBron James taking it over in the clutch. 44 points. Ties his finals career high. And he'll probably break it tonight. But Stephen A. Smith was just asking questions about Kevin Durant. Does he want it? Does he want to be the alpha dog? Does he have it in him? Does he have the mindset? You know, 102-98 Golden State, 2 minutes and 24 seconds left in the game. Does he have the mindset? Does Kevin Durant have the mindset? Or does he, you know, it's a conundrum that we put players in the NBA. You know, and nope. It's a conundrum that we put players in because when you get a player like Melo, 102, 101, Kevin Love just hit a big three. When you get a player like Melo, who goes one-on-one and wants to be that alpha dog, we kill him, right? And we blast him for not being a team player and all those type of things. And, it's rightfully so sometimes. Rightfully so. But then, here's LeBron, one-on-one with Curry. Kicks it out. Jeff Green. Ooh. Thought he was hitting it. Thought he was going to hit it. But then when you get a player like KD that wants to be in a system where he can share the ball, move the ball, play in a system that is, and here is KD as I'm speaking. Kevin Love harms the rebound, gives it to LeBron. LeBron's bringing the ball up the floor. LeBron and KD. Here's the matchup you wait for. Screen. Now it's LeBron and Curry. And one. Wow. Cavs up 103-102 with 50.8 seconds left. LeBron is going to the line. This would be a big win for the Cavs. Big win. Big confidence booster for the team. You know what I mean? Big confidence booster for the team. And if the Cavs can get this win, it's got to be it's a hit to the confidence of Golden State, especially when they are supposed to run the table on the Cavs. Cavs can get this win. That's a big boost. You did what you came to do. You split already. LeBron James doing it big in the clutch, man. And like I was saying, he learned it. LeBron James didn't want it when he was younger. We got to admit that. He did not want it when he was younger. When LeBron James was younger, he did not want to be he didn't want to be the man. He's accepted the responsibility now. He's accepted the responsibility and hey, he's that. He's that. I got to give him props. But back to KD, man. KD, I don't know. Does he want it? That's the question. That's the question they was bringing up on SportsCenter. Does he want it? And it's a good question. You know what I mean? It's a good question. The dog in him, if he had a dog in him, the dog in him would have told him, stay with OKC. Try to dethrone the Golden State Warriors, in my opinion. But hey, everybody's got to do what's best for them, right? So, I mean, I'm not knocking him on his decision. I'm just saying, the dog in me, how about I say that? The dog in me would have wanted to stay with OKC and dethrone the Warriors. But everybody's a little bit different. Cavaliers up 2, 45 seconds left. LeBron James knocks it down from the free throw line. And, wow, there's big moments here. Big moments here. Here we go. It's big moments here. Steph Curry, bring the ball up. Gets the screen, double screen. Hands it off KD. KD and Jeff Green. Ooh, they call an offensive foul. Big time. This is big time. Review it. He said to review it. KD wants to review. I don't know. Looked like he was moving his shoulder to me. That looked like LeBron was moving his shoulder still. Doesn't look like he was stationary. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a blocking foul. I think that's a block. Daniel Anglero, you said we would kill KD if he was a Knick. We probably would. I think you're right about that. We would kill KD if he was a Knick. If KD was a Knick, I don't know if he could take it. He's got thin skin anyway, right? KD has thin skin. I mean, the dude set up burner accounts to talk to people on Twitter, right? He's like the I don't want to say he's the inventor of the burner account, but he made the burner account popular, right? He made it, excuse me, he made the burner account popular. KD, he's got salt, he's got thin skin. I don't think he could do it in New York. He don't want to be in New York. Yeah, Robert, I agree. That's a blocking foul on LeBron. It's got to be a blocking foul. If they don't call a blocking foul on LeBron, then something's up. That's a blocking foul. He was moving. I mean, he moved underneath him. KD should be at the line for 2. And mate, you said just don't have social media. These guys should know better. True. They should. They should know better. But, they're young, so they're going to have it. They're young. They're going to get social media, and they're going to watch social media. As much as they say they don't, they want to know what people are saying about them. I would. I'd want to know what people are saying about them. Would I let it get under my skin? Probably not. I don't care that much. I don't care what people are saying. I look at it more as amusement. It'd be kind of funny seeing here what people are saying about me. But, some of these guys, they're taking it to heart. Hey, it's what it is. It's what they do, right? It's what they do. It's their job. And if you had people criticizing your job, you might be upset too. But if KD were to come to New York, man, he's got to get a little tougher than that. Tie game, 36.4 seconds. KD knocks down 2. Hey, you say KD is playing tight. It's still a big stage for KD, even though he came through last year, averaged 35 points per game. It's still big for KD. I think it's still big for him. Still big for KD to I mean, what's KD? 29. He's still learning, but I mean, he's with a superstar team, but he's still learning. Do I go 2 for 1? I don't know, Tony Crow. That's tough, man. Now, of course, he's not coming to New York. We're just saying, if he came to New York, don't know if KD could handle the pressure in New York. But back to Tony Crow, you said, do we go 2 for 1? That's tough, because what I'm afraid of doing the 2 for 1 in this situation is that you come down, you shoot something quick to try to get the 2 for 1. It's not really a good shot. You miss it. They come back down and score. And then God forbid they hit a 3. Now you gotta now you gotta master. I'd much rather come down, really get a good shot, make the bucket, and then put the pressure on them to have to score. I don't think I go for the 2 for 1. If it's halftime, I go for the 2 for 1. If it's the end of the third quarter, I go for the 2 for 1. Daniel, you said, does Golden State blow it up if they lose in the finals? No, I don't think so. If they lose in the finals, they go try to get some more manpower. Cleveland up 106-104. Less than 30 seconds left in the game. Steph Curry. That's a big boy in a little body, man. Big boy, big heart in a little body. For real. I mean, little compared to the NBA, you know what I mean? Wow. My thing is, see, this is what gets me, man. At this point in the game, we just seen 2 guys go down the lane for easy layups. I mean, LeBron's was a little bit contested, and I don't know. How does that happen in today's NBA? 107-106. Golden State leads. And here we go. LeBron and Curry. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. These could be the biggest shots in George Hill's career. Not could be, they are. Right now, these are the biggest shots in George Hill's career. I see what you're saying, BN. You said they play small. All right. Okay, that's cool. George Hill knocks one down. 107-107. Golden State, Cleveland tied. 4.7 seconds left in the fourth. I see what you're saying, BN. See what you're saying, BN. Hey, like I said, George Hill, biggest shots of his career, man. He's never been in this situation. The heck is J.R. Smith doing, big dummy? I mean, did J.R. Smith think that they had 60 seconds left on the clock? For real? I mean, you know what I mean? Right, he should have shot the ball. He'd have shot it any other time. He'd have shot it. What was he thinking? Come on, J.R. Smith. Jeez. You get the rebound. Go right back up. He probably would have gotten fouled. Oh my goodness. What do you... Dude. And he actually, listen, he actually had an excuse for LeBron. When LeBron was saying to him, what are you doing? He actually had an excuse for LeBron. Come on, man. That's the kind of guys that I hate. Not hate, but I don't like guys like that. I do not like guys like that. And I get afraid that Tim Hardaway is that kind of a guy. That's what I get scared of with Tim Hardaway, right? Because guys like that in the moment, you don't, like, when emotions run high, intelligence runs low, right? That's what happened with J.R. Smith right there. Emotions all over the place because of the moment of the game. And he forgets what's going on. Intelligence runs low. Come on, man. It's a good thing the game was tied, because if they were down one, I mean, he may have been cut he may have been cut tonight. If they was down one and he didn't go back up, they may have been cut tonight. He might have been cut tonight. I mean, come on, JR. That's crazy. And see, those are reasons why, some of those things are the reason why I was glad. I like JR. I'm not going to lie. I like him. You know, as a person, he's really talented. I think he's cool, you know. But he's a bonehead. He's a bonehead. He's a knucklehead. You know, that's the reason why. That's the reason why Phil Jackson traded him. He's a bonehead. There is no way that J.R. Smith would have been successful in the triangle. Listen, I mean, you know, nobody was really successful in the triangle, but J.R. Smith was not going to be successful in the triangle. The kid is, I don't know. Look at and J.R. Smith actually has a response to him. Come on, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But hey, look. You got to give the Cavs props just for being here, man. These guys are playing. They're playing their hearts out just for being here. And, you know, they knew and they know that they have a challenge ahead of them. And they're stepping up to the plate. Listen, we could talk all we want about LeBron James being the coach of the team. But you got to give Ty Lue some credit. Some credit. I know we've seen the pictures of him. We've seen the pictures of Ty Lue standing outside of the huddle, this and that, while LeBron is giving instructions and all those things. But you got to give him some credit. He's got to keep egos in check. He's got to rile up the troops. He's got, guys like J.R. Smith there. You got to deal with Tristan Thompson and the Kardashians and all that. You got to deal with some things, and he's managing to do it. He's managing to do it. Now, if Golden State wins this game anyway, do you think they took the Cavaliers' best punch? If Golden State, Jay Bless, you say they're still getting swept. That's what I'm asking too. Did they take the Cavaliers' best punch if they pull this game out? And if they did take the Cavaliers' best punch, does that mean the Cavaliers are just done? Wow. See what KD does. KD, 24 points. 7 for 9 from the free throw line. I'm not going to say mundane numbers, but, for a guy like KD in this moment, I think you probably expect a little bit more. For a guy who sits in the back of a limo or whatever they were driving in with LeBron and says that he's, they're the number 1 and number 2 guys in the league. I want to see KD step into it with that snarl. With that mean and toughness. George Hill, nope. With that toughness, I want to see him step in and do it there. Man, how do you let that happen? How do you let that happen? Come on, know your personnel. Know who's on the floor. Come on, man. Know who's on the floor. If you're going to let someone get open, you don't let Curry, Klay Thompson, KD get open. You let anybody else get open. You stick to them guys like white on rice. This one might be done. Cavs look frantic right now. Cavs look a little bit frantic. And, man, J.R. Smith, George Hill, y'all got to learn how to come up big. Hey. Yep. 7-point game. Cavs down 7, 3:01 left in overtime. And that's a tough blow. Tough blow for Cleveland, man. And I'm tempted to say Golden State took Cleveland's best punch. They hit him with that right hook. And even knocked Golden State down. They got up off the mat. Came back. You know what I mean? It's not done yet, but you can almost put this one in the books. 23 Blade, you say J.R. Smith won't be there if LeBron stays? J.R. Smith's contract goes through, his contract goes through, I think he has 2 years left on his contract. He makes about $15 million a year. I'm not sure anyone else is going to, I don't know if anyone else is going to take his contract, to be real with you. I just don't. I don't know if anyone else is going to take his contract. $15 million a year for, you can get the same production from someone who makes less. Who makes, much less, to tell you the truth. I think J.R. Smith will be there for these final 2 years. Now, I think he'll be there for 2 years. And then, of course, after, when his contract is up, he'll be moving on, I think. Let's not forget, Cleveland has the 8th pick this year. Let's not forget that. You said the Knicks will. I don't think so. I don't think he's Dave Fizdale's type of guy. Darcy, I agree. Timmy offers more than JR. He's younger. Does he have a higher basketball IQ? I don't know. Maybe it's about the same. Maybe Tim Hardaway's is a little bit better. But Tim Hardaway is much better off the court than J.R. Smith, right? He's much more intelligent off the court than J.R. Smith is. That's the one thing I'll say about Tim Hardaway. With J.R. Smith, you got to worry about all these other little things. With Tim Hardaway, you don't have to worry about that as much. He's got his act together. He's focused on his career at the very least. I could say that. He's focused on his career. Yep, this one's in the books, man. This was in the books. Cavs imploded in overtime. I think the Warriors took their best punch. And maybe looking grim. We'll see. Emotionally, can the Cavs respond emotionally in the next game? I don't know. And I think the Warriors know that they dodged the blow and they're going to come back ready. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes a while to adjust to a team that's a little hungrier than you are. And I will say that the Cavs are probably hungrier. They lost last year to them. LeBron, JR, Tristan Thompson, those guys, they were there last year. They lost last year to them. They've been fighting through all kinds of adversity all year. So I'm sure they're a little bit hungrier than Golden State. They don't have the talent. Right? And so Golden State probably maybe didn't match their intensity. They're going to match their intensity in the next game. You know what I mean? They're going to match their intensity in the next game. And I don't know if the Cavs come back from it. Seriously. I don't think they come back from it. I'm going to give them a game. I think they'll get a game. LeBron is going to get you a game. Maybe even two. I don't think, no way that they get 4. No way, in my opinion. Just can't see it happening. 119, 111, 123 left in overtime. 122, 111. And right now, looking at the box score, Golden State is shooting 51.7% from the field. They're shooting 36% from 3. As your boy, Mr. Klay Thompson himself, puts in the last 3. And yep. This might be it for Cleveland, and it's going to be interesting to see what LeBron and Cleveland does in the offseason. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be. And I know I'm talking like the series is over, but I just think it's done. I don't think Cleveland. I think this was their best blow, and they needed this one to build that confidence. I think. I think they needed to get this one. They needed to get this one to, be confident that they can beat this team. And then to almost beat them and then lose, in the fashion that they're losing. Tristan Thompson. Come on now. See, guys are dumb, man. Guys are dumb. Your team needs you. Just take the loss and go home. You know what I mean? Take the loss and go home. Stupid. Right? Emotions run high, intelligence runs low. Say it again. Emotions run high, intelligence runs low. The players that are good, your superstars, your star players, they know how to control it. Come on, man. Dumb. Take your loss and go home. Come back and fight again. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. I mean, you know what? Listen, the referees in every single game, referees are gonna call garbage. It's gonna happen. You know what I mean? They're gonna call bad. They're gonna make bad calls. They're gonna do all kinds of things. As a player, you know you've been through it for 82 games or however many play games to get to the NBA Finals. You know what I'm saying? You know it, and you just gotta take it. You don't like the refs calls. You just gotta take it. But at this point, man, you take your loss and go home. You don't need to have nothing to say. No reason to bump nobody or do anything crazy like that. Just take your loss and go home. You know what I'm saying? You already know. I mean, I know these two teams, they're rivals. They've been playing against each other the last 4 years in the NBA Finals. They're not, there's no, I'm not going to say that they hate each other like teams did way back in the day. But between these two, there's not going to be much love lost, So, hey, it is what it is. Cleveland's going home with a loss. You know what I mean? Steph Curry's going to jab a little bit. It's going to happen. But you see them two, Steph, LeBron, they're able to jab a little bit without letting it get out of control. Then you got knuckleheads that don't know how to just let it go. You know what I mean? That can't just... whatever it is. You know what I mean? Whatever. You right, BN. You right. Top heavy, low IQ. You talking about who you talking about? You talking about you gotta be talking about Cleveland there, right? Gotta be talking about Cleveland there. Top heavy, low IQ. But that, that's part of the reason why LeBron, why people in Cleveland, are probably afraid that LeBron is gonna leave. You know what I mean? Because you got people who, do things like that. If I'm LeBron, I don't leave. You know what I mean? LeBron has enough power to be able to pull people in to get people to come to Cleveland. So if I'm LeBron, I don't leave. You know what I mean? I stay in Cleveland, cement my career, because listen, if he leaves, you put more pressure on yourself to win a championship, unless that's what he wants. Maybe he wants that. It is what it is. If he wants that, that's cool. I get it. But I think, I don't know. All right, you left Cleveland, you went to Miami, then you came back to Cleveland. Cool. People can rock with that. I think you need to go with that. Stay with it. But it's stay with it. But anyway, let's talk New York Knicks now. We can finally talk New York Knicks. 11:44. Game is done. We can talk New York Knicks. And I want to talk about Lonnie Walker. Right? Because, we talked about Lonnie Walker, a couple of shows ago. Right? We talked about Lonnie Walker a couple of shows ago. And, because the Knicks worked him out. And the Knicks were interested in Lonnie Walker. I'm sorry. Right? The Knicks were interested in Lonnie Walker. And I know a lot of people, including myself, was like, why are they interested in Lonnie Walker? He's kind of, seems like he's going to be a late first round pick. But he's climbing. He's moving up. Right? He's moving up in the draft. And I've been watching him a little bit. Trying to learn a little bit about the kid. He's from Reading, PA. We talked about that in the last chat. He's talented. The kid is talented. 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". So if we're really interested in Lonnie Walker, now you're talking about him moving into that shooting guard or combo guard spot where you already got guys like, we got a glut of them, a whole bunch of them. You know what I mean? We got a whole bunch of them. And, but he's talented. And I think the question is, yes, Chris Carby, the question is, can he be special? Will he be special? MH, you say it's a smokescreen. I don't know. I think he's getting some serious looks in the NBA right now. I think he's getting some serious looks. I was reading a little bit about him, and coming into this year, this college year, he was rated high. He was rated high, and then he had a meniscus injury. So at the beginning of this year, he was on the bench, and I got this information from Sports Illustrated. They have a nice article about Lonnie Walker on Sports Illustrated. In the beginning of the college year, he was on the bench, still recovering or getting strong from that knee injury. A few weeks go into the season. Bruce Bowen goes out. Going to be out for a couple of weeks. He comes in, starts putting in work. And from there is when his stock really started to climb. People can see some of the special things he does on the court. The kid, he looks good. Now, is 9 too high for him? I don't know. Robert Parrish, you say he could go top 10. Yeah, I mean, he's got steam rolling his way. You know what I'm saying? He's got steam rolling his way. He's got, he's got some momentum pushing him his way. Something that scares me in a draft where there's a lot of talent is, people start looking at every player, all these players, and say, man, there's so much talent in this draft. And they look at all these players and it kind of makes you, how do I want to say it? Makes you look at players for their strengths and not their weaknesses, because the overall theme about the draft is that there's so much talent. So you look at every player as talented. And every player starts to catch this momentum. And so it gets scary that, you start to, look at guys for better than what they are. You know what I mean? I'm sure, a lot of scouts, though, I'm sure a lot of scouts are able to sniff it out. But it's just kind of like a big group effect. And I don't know. But then the opposite, the same thing happens in a draft that's really weak. You get guys that look really good at the top, and then they're not as good because they're in a weaker draft. So who knows what it's going to be? And then when you get a guy who, guys know what kind of drills are going to be done at the combine. And then you see them practice those drills. You see certain workouts where they practice those drills so that they can score, high at the combine. You have to watch for that. That's scary. Not scary, but that can trick you. That can trick a team. Right? A guy that trains on certain drills all the time so they can do those drills perfectly, then they get to the combine and they rate really high in those drills, and you're like, wow, this guy's like look at what he does. I'm not saying that's Lonnie Walker. I'm just saying, but the kid is talented, and I don't know if I would take him at 9, though. I would really like the Knicks to find a way to get another first round pick. I really would. I think that would be, that'd be the thing to do. You know what I'm saying? If we can get another first round pick, so this Lonnie Walker here, pre-draft workout. And you'll get to see some of the things that he can do. He's got a good body. What is he, 18, 19 years old? He's got a good body. He's talented. He can jump. Obviously, you need more than jumping ability. But his jump shot is mean. The kid can shoot, right? Which really does make him, let me tell you, it really does make him a commodity, because we talk about 3-and-D guys all the time. You know what I mean? And he's a little bit more than that. People say he could be a good 3-and-D guy, but I think he's more than that, because he can shoot the ball from 3, but he also can get to the rack. And he also, is athletic and has a lot of, a lot of talent. So I think that makes him a little bit more than a 3-and-D guy. But I think what I read is that from during the college season, from NBA range, he shot 35% from NBA range. That's a testament to him. That's a testament to him. So, I don't know if he goes 9. I don't know if you take him at 9 because there's going to be a lot of talent there at 9. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I mean, right now, according to ESPN, he's going to go 10th. Right? That means he shot up the charts. He shot up the charts. The one thing that I do like though about his history, or should I say, or his his college career, is that he had to go through a little bit of adversity, and he made it through that adversity, right? He, like I said, he was slated to be a big-time college player from the beginning, from the time that he was recruited. And then, of course, he slipped because of his injury. But, he fought through that adversity, and now he's back in the mix and in the conversation of being a top 10 pick, a lottery pick. I think you've got to I think that deserves to be noticed and mentioned. You know what I mean? Lee Sampson, you said, did we just start? Now, actually, we've been on for about 45 minutes, 50 minutes or so. We caught the fourth quarter of the Cavs and Warriors game. NBADraft.net. Freshman shooting guard, 6'5", 195 pounds. He got a good body. Right? They rate him low in defense, and from what I was reading, I think it's because it's more like just some. There are times where he may not fully get low in his stance, may get caught ball watching, some of those type of things. But he's young; he can learn. NBA ready. They rate him a 7 in being NBA ready. They rate him a 7 in passing, and from what I was reading, he's not the kind of guy that's going to create and make creative passes. He's going to take the easy pass, which I'm cool with. I'm cool with that. Right? He's going to take the easy pass. He's going to take the pass that's there for you. So if it's one pass away, he's going to take that. He can drive and kick. I'm cool with that. I'm good with that. I do not like when players that don't have the ability to create certain kinds of passes try to make those passes anyway. I like a guy that says to me that he's smart. Right? Says to me that he's smart and he has a decent basketball IQ. NBA ready, they give him a 7. I'm not sure why. And maybe it's because of defense. He looks like he has the body, and maybe it's just overall skill that he needs to develop. His weaknesses, NBADraft.net says lack of defensive intensity, especially off the ball. He has a habit of floating around the court instead of remaining engaged. He looks lost at times on offense when the ball isn't in his hands. Needs to have the ball in order to be a threat offensively, but likely won't be the primary option on offense. Will need to develop his off-the-ball game. Now that's something you got to think about. That's something that you have to think about. When you have a guard when you have a player that needs to have the ball in their hands to be effective, you got to think about that. Got to think about it. But the talent is there for sure. The talent is definitely there. The question is, can it be harnessed? Can you harness those flashes and turn him into a bona fide NBA? Listen, I think that he's going to be successful in the NBA anyway. Can you turn him into a bona fide NBA star? Someone's going to think that they can. And you know what? They might. Will it be the Knicks? That's my question. What do you guys think? I know I had a few people call in. I wasn't quite ready to take calls yet, but I'm ready now. Give me a call. I want to know what you think about Lonnie Walker. And do you think that he's a true prospect for the Knicks? And is he somebody that the Knicks would really consider taking with that 9th pick. I really don't think that they're going to take him with that 9th pick. I mean, you got to do your due diligence, of course, and look at everyone that's there and see what they can do, see what the talent is. You got to do it. If you don't do it, you're not doing your job. Now, he's someone that I would take if we had like the 14th pick. He's someone I take with the 14th pick. You know what I'm saying? My man, Tony Crow. What's popping, bro? What's up with you?
Look, let me turn this down.
All right. You gotta do.
All right. Yo, Black, it's time.
Chilling, man. What's popping with you? So let me ask you, what you feel about Lonnie Walker? I know we talked about Lonnie Walker not too long ago, a couple of shows ago. But since then he's really he's really moved up the charts. You know what I'm saying? How much have you seen of him, and what do you think about
him? I like him. I just how I feel with the guard, getting the guard.
Right.
Like it just forces us to have to make moves. But I think it's a wash between him and Zaire Smith. If we're gonna go guard for me, I think I might like Zaire a little bit better. I think I'd rather take a risk with him as an undersized, player than Walker.
Okay.
But Walker looks like he might be able to, like he looks more NBA ready. But it's Zaire got some heart, you know what I mean? Like he's all hustle, heart, athleticism.
Yeah.
Like he don't stop.
He's yeah, okay. And Lonnie Walker, I mean, of course he's drawing comparisons to Donovan Mitchell, and those guys. I'm not ready to say that he's going to be that exactly. You know what I'm saying? Not ready to say that he's exactly going to be that. We don't know. But
he definitely shoots the ball like right out the gate.
Right.
Which is definitely a plus. His jump shot is nice form. You don't got to work on it. His handle is strong. If he was a little bit more of a playmaker and a willing passer, I would like him a little bit better. I mean, but that's stuff you could learn. It would be interesting if we did get him at 9. I think it's a reach, but I'd be sitting on the edge of my seat to figure out what we're gonna do next. Because if we grab him, it has to be some moves in the work.
Definitely. I mean, I mean, it's gonna be moves in the works anyway. It has to be moves in the works anyway. And you're right. If we grab him, I mean, if we were to grab him, now you're talking about any shooting guard. You're talking about that person, right?
That's 7 guards between the 1 and 2.
Exactly.
That's more than one third of the roster.
1/3 of the roster, because you're talking about
that's
him.
More, you know what I mean?
You're talking about him, Frank, Trae Burke, Moutier, Dotson, Ron Baker, Courtney Lee, Tim Hardaway. I mean, that's half your squad.
I forgot about Lee. Yeah. So that's 8.
That's 8.
That's 8 out of 15. That's 8 out of 15.
That's half your squad, man.
Yeah,
that's half your squad.
Like,
but then you look, and I think Courtney Lee is gone. I think he's gone. I don't think Courtney Lee's gonna be here.
Do you think he's gone as in like do you think they're just like no matter what he's gone, or they're gonna look for the right trade? Because that's the whole thing. Like you can't just get rid of people to get rid of them.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, I agree with you there.
Like if it's salary relief, of course, you know what I mean. If you're saving some money, I understand that.
Right.
So I mean, it's tough. I would hope he goes to a contender. I would hope they don't just ship him off to like some bum squad.
Right.
I think he deserves better than that.
Right. And I mean, no, you're right. I don't think that they just jump out and just trade him for anything. I don't think Scott Perry moves that way. I think that they'll be looking to get something in return, right? Looking for some talent. But I do think that he knows he's gonna be gone. I mean, when you look at the picture, he just doesn't fit in the timeline of the Knicks right now. Not that he's a bad player, he just doesn't fit in the timeline.
If you're a GM, who do you think has the top value on the Knicks, excluding like obviously KP?
Right now,
or let's just say guards. What 3 guards do you think have the most value as far as the asset trade value?
Trade value. I'm gonna say. What'd you say?
Just because I said number 1 would probably be Frank.
Frank, right? Just because of his upside, his defense, his size. Yeah, probably Frank, Trae Burke. And the reason why I say Trae Burke is because of the contract that he has this year. You know what I'm saying? Yep. The contract that he proved. If Trae Burke was a free agent this year, I think he would get paid a nice amount of money, right? I'm not gonna say that he would get paid like astronomically, but he'd get paid well. The Knicks got him for like. I won't even
say that he'll get a multi-year contract. That's what I'll say.
Multi-year contract. The Knicks got Trae Burke right now for like less than $1 million next year, or $1 million or something like that next year, and he's probably gonna give you, if you start him full time, if that's the way that Dave Fizdale goes, he's probably gonna give you 17 points and 7 or 8 assists a game. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of value. That's a lot of value for paying him $1 million.
I agree. And his position is actually more like a draft situation because of his dollar amount and it being traded for a pick rather than a player. Once it becomes a player, that rookie salary, if it happens to be a first round pick, right, is going to be more valuable. I mean, more money than Burke.
Right.
So if they trade him for a pick, you know what I mean, it doesn't affect the cap for that other team.
Right.
Or for us, I should say, it'll only affect the cap once we sign the player.
Once we sign that player, and of course, the salary goes down the lower you get. Because if we were to trade him for a pick, would we get a first round pick for him? I don't know. If you're talking about the midway through next year, and he's playing that way, then I would say, yeah, you're probably going to get a first round pick. Would we? I think it's possible from the way you played at the end of the season.
I think we could probably get one of the Clippers picks.
You think? Wow. Think so? We can get a 12th or 13th pick. You know what? Let me tell you something. If the Clippers were going to give us a 12th, 13th pick, 12th or 13th pick for Trae Burke, I'd trade him. I would. I'd trade him.
And I definitely think we could get a late first round pick for him. I wouldn't be opposed to trading him. And then who would be your third? Courtney Lee or Tim Hardaway?
Courtney Lee. As far as now, I would say Courtney Lee because, I mean, even though he's a veteran and he's not young, he makes $12 million, shoots over 40% from three, 90 whatever percent from the free throw line. He shoots a good percentage from the field. There's field goal percentage. He plays defense. He's not gonna average 20 points per game for you, but he's gonna be consistent and solid. And he can fit in. If you look at it, he could fit in. Let's put it like this: Courtney Lee would have turned around and shot that shot that J.R. Smith didn't shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
He could fit next to LeBron where J.R. Smith is nicely.
The funny thing about Lee is he made his mistake his rookie year in the finals.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? He's learned he's learned from his mistake. He don't forget that. It sticks with him. So yeah, he's very aware.
Yeah, he's aware. You know what I'm saying? Intelligent guy. You know, you don't have like his IQ is not just like off the charts, but he's got a good basketball IQ. You know what I mean? Decent basketball IQ. And yeah, I would say those three right there, probably as far as our guards are concerned, have the most value. You know, Tim Hardaway Jr., I don't think, you know, because of his contract and he shoots such a low percentage last year, I don't think he has the same value. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree pretty much. I really think Burke's value is probably right there with Frank because he's already proven.
Mm-hmm.
He showed what he could do. You know what you're getting. You're not waiting for it.
Right.
And you know he's still hungry.
Yeah.
He's not established. He don't got a long-term deal. So I think that's valuable.
Yeah, that's valuable.
I wouldn't be opposed to drafting a guard if, you know, just as long as we make the right moves down the line draft night.
Yeah, for sure.
But because we draft a guard, we still need a 3.
Exactly. Draft a guard, you still need a 3. You know what I'm saying?
And we don't know if we have a center until well, we got Noah, but we don't know if we have our other 2 centers until later on in the year.
Right.
So
until July 1. Yeah. So
I think the smartest thing to do is to draft the best player at a position in need.
Yeah.
Unless we have something in the works.
Yeah, especially because unless we have something in the works, especially because that position is so valuable in the NBA today. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I got a quick question for you off topic, and then I'm gonna jump off.
All right.
What do you think of that Pusha T song?
Oh, you know, I didn't even hear it. I ain't even hear it yet.
You didn't hear it yet?
I didn't hear it yet. I didn't get a chance to hear it yet, man.
I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna ask you next episode.
Ask me next show because I just didn't get a chance. I've been in meetings all day and I came home. I just didn't get a chance to check it out. But yeah, I'm
crazy.
I'm gonna check it out tonight. I'm gonna check it out when I get off the stream.
No doubt, yo. Yo, Black is time.
All
Shout
right,
out
man.
to the chat.
Appreciate it.
Sim, keep doing your thing, brother.
For sure. Peace, man.
What?
Yeah, so the Knicks got some things that they got to do. You know what I mean? They got some things they got to do, some working out they got to do. Talking about guards, we were just talking about Lonnie Walker. The Knicks have secured a workout with Trae Young. Now, it wasn't at one point Trae Young was considering, or his team was considering, not even working out for the New York Knicks. But for whatever reason, they've decided to work out for the Knicks. The Knicks attended one of his workouts, you know, open workouts to the public. And they spoke to him and asked for a private workout. What do you guys think about that? Ron Cleveland, I got you on the line. What's up, bro?
Man, ain't much, Sam, man. What's going on with you?
I'm chilling, man. How you feeling?
Man, hey, I'm disgusted with the league office, man. I tell you that.
With the league office?
Yeah.
Why's that?
Yeah, I almost gave them a call, man. I mean, it's apparent the stuff they doing, man. I mean, man, hey, go back to the Houston series. Last game. I mean, hot dog. I mean, what man got to do to get a foul, Sam?
Yeah, I hear
mean,
you.
They job Houston that messed up their whole mentality. They couldn't play straight after that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And tonight, I'm tripping because, you know what I mean? Me and my brother-in-law was watching the game, man, and I was like, man, I've never seen a game where a ref goes and review a foul call that was made on the floor to see if it was a foul. And then after that, after they determined that it was not a charge, I mean, they changed, they overruled the charge, and now you telling me, well, it's the man wasn't outside. The man wasn't outside. They was reviewing to see if the man was in the restricted area. He was not in the restricted area.
Who you talking about, LeBron?
Yeah. That was the end of the game. That was the end of the game. LeBron then was up 2.
Yeah.
And they not reverse that call, that game's over.
But I think that was a blocking foul on LeBron though. I think that was a blocking charge.
I agree, but it was already called. What they was reviewing was whether or not he was in the restricted area.
Okay.
So how you gonna look at something else when you claim that's what you're reviewing is the restricted area?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That just it didn't sit well, man. I've never seen that happen, especially down the stretch, especially with the best player in the game. You know what I mean?
Hey, so you think the fix is in? You think they want the Warriors to win?
And I'm gonna tell you this. I mean, we had a discussion about this at work today, man. I'm gonna tell you this. This is what I think really is gonna happen. I really do feel the fix is in. I think, of course, they knew coming into this series, the majority, the masses of people didn't want to see LeBron play against Golden State again. Nobody was checking for that kind of series again. This is the fourth time nobody want to see that.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking, okay, how we change this? We let LeBron and them we gonna let Houston. First of all, we're gonna let Houston lose. And guess what we're gonna tell Houston? Okay, next year, this your time. And how it's gonna be their time? LeBron gonna leave Cleveland. He's going into Houston. Now the East is wide open. So we know it's gonna be somebody totally different coming out of the East.
Okay.
Now if he's at Houston, guess what? Golden State got some competition out west.
Okay. Well, see if that happens, man.
You can see that, man. I mean, a lot of wink stuff goes on behind the doors. We know.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, let me cut you off for just 1 second. Let me jump in here right quick.
All right.
I want to give a shout out to Siobhan talking about for the super chat and just talking about this Warriors and game here. He said, give J.R. Smith a Warriors jersey for that save in the fourth quarter. And Lewis trash for not calling the timeout.
Hey,
you know what?
You're
right.
I can't argue with that.
Both of them messed up, right?
Both of them messed up.
Both of them messed up.
Hey, Sim, you know what was crazy to me and my brother-in-law was looking at, man? And I was like, before, when they shot the free throw, I was like, what is J.R. Smith doing? He had his back turned. He didn't even box out. That ball careened to him when it shouldn't have never even got to him. And
all he had to do was take a power dribble and go up. He had a layup.
Exactly. And then for him to say, did you read his lips what he said?
Nah,
I thought we were up.
See?
I thought we were up. Man, your IQ is so low.
Yeah, man. I mean, how do you not take a glance at the scoreboard?
I don't understand it.
I mean, come on. You're on the foul line. The play is stopped.
And then you don't
take
throw
a glance
at
LeBron.
LeBron wide open at the top.
Yeah. I mean, take a glance at the scoreboard and say, how much time is left? What's the score? What's going to happen if we make it? What's going to happen if we miss it? It takes you about 2, 3 seconds, 5 seconds to assess that.
They had like 3.4, 3.6 seconds on the clock when that
it's
happened.
Crazy, man.
The they would have won the game tonight, even with the mishap with the refs and what they did, which I didn't agree with. But on our Knickerbockers, enough of the bum and his sideshow. J.R. Smith, I'll untie your shoe. Think about our Knickerbockers, man. I heard Tony Crow talk about, the glut. Everybody know that we got at the guard position.
Right.
There's no way in the world that we can draft a guard. There's no way in the world. No way in the world. That's going to set us back. And the thing is, you talk about drafting a player in this draft at the guard position, and you got all these guard players that you got to get rid of. It ain't no guarantee nobody even want any of our players.
I hear you with that.
So you taking a chance. I mean, you may as well go roll some dice.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
You're taking a chance. You need to go with what we need. Yeah. And what we need is a wing player. I don't want no developmental wing player. I don't want a player that we got to question his defense, like I'm hearing them talking about the kid from Miami, Walker.
Uh-huh.
I don't want that. I want somebody who's proven. And to me, the obvious choice is them Miles brothers, man. Any one of them Miles kids, them Bridges kids, we take. Okay. Any one of them Bridges kids, man, we take one of them. And if we can't have them, man, in my book, you go get Wendell Carter. It's 1, 2, or 3. Nobody else. Trae Young, I don't want no parts of him. we got Trae Burke. You know what I mean? And we got Frank, and I love the dedication Frank putting in. We need the best available player is the best available wing player when it's time for us to draft. Okay. That's what we need to do.
Right. Now, back to the draft. And Siobhan, thank you again for the super chat. Siobhan says, keep the 9th pick and trade Tim Hardaway Jr. for the LA Clipper picks. He also says draft Wendell Carter and get the Clippers picks and get Knox and Lonnie. Right? That would be amazing. That would be amazing to come away with Knox and Lonnie and Wendell Carter. That would be crazy. And then Robert Paris.
I can't knock that move.
Yeah, Robert Paris, thank you for the super chat. Said get Walker with a trade for the 12th or 13th pick. I would love to do that. Get one of those 12th or 13th picks and then get Lonnie Walker and also be able to get a wing player or whoever they value at that 12th or 13th pick.
Yeah, either way it goes. Everybody's talking about it. We know we're gonna package some players. Some players gonna be gone. I believe Lee gonna be out of there. He don't fit the timeline. He need to go somewhere where he can get an opportunity to win. So we got Lee out there. You package him and Tim Hardaway. We'll get a pick from somebody. Them two guys, we can get a first-round pick.
Yeah. I'm hoping that
even if it's a late rounder. I don't care if it's a late rounder. As long as we can get another pick and move Tim Hardaway, because I think the telling sign with Tim Hardaway is what Fizz did when he took them young guys to that Boston playoff game against LeBron and them, man.
Yeah.
I haven't heard them say nothing about Tim Hardaway, really.
Me either. I haven't heard anything about Tim Hardaway, so I'm interested to see what's going on with that.
Nor Lee. I haven't heard anything about Lee. But I'm gonna tell you this, Sim, man. This is something that I saw Austin actually earlier. I think the day they were talking about it, LeBron and them, man. That I think bodes well, man. What Mark Jackson had to say about our front office and our coach, man.
Yeah, and
that's big. That's huge.
Yeah, he of course he took the high road and just mentioned that he thinks we got a good thing going on, basically.
But you know what though? Really, he didn't have to say nothing. Nobody solicited that from him.
That's true.
That was of his own doing. Okay. So for him to say that, it's got to be genuine. You hear him saying that. You hear how KP came out and backed the decision to get Fizdale. You've heard all the reports from other players around the league, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, what they got to say about Fizdale, what I've heard other people say about Harry. What we got cooking right now in New York, I love what I see, man. It's like a pot of gumbo, man. I'm from the South.
Oh.
I'm from the coast, man. I'm from Carolina, South Carolina.
I'm with you.
I grew up on the water.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So what I'm seeing with us, man, I love it. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, man. I'm gonna ride with them. Man. Sim, we back, man. We finally got some direction. And tell J.R. Smith to get on the first thing, smoking the rehab, man.
All right, man.
Basketball rehab at that.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the call, bro.
All right.
All right, man. Peace. Yeah. So the Knicks got a lot of things to do, especially with these guards. We got to clear up the glut at the guard. Got to. But I really do hope the Knicks find a way to get another draft pick. You know what I mean? Another pick in this draft. I really want to get another pick in this draft. Got to. Hey, Joe Big, do me a favor. Can you turn that down in the back, please? Yeah, I got my man Joe Big on the line. Joe, how you doing? You a first time caller?
Hey, that's my second time, man. Second time.
Second time, doing? Okay. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. The point I wanted to make, though, I understand, we loaded that, at guard position. But There's a reason why we have all these guards.
Okay.
I believe we have all these guards because we cannot really make a decision like, whether like, either one of them, is the god of the future. Like, if you look at how like, they're using Frank at the end of the season, I mean, it's more suited as a 2 guard than, as a lead guard.
Right.
Trae Burke, I mean, the consensus on Burke, it's like, he's a bench player on a good team. And if you want to build a team for the future, and the consensus on the guard, basically that's, your best guard, which is Trae Burke, is a 6 man. So you still have to look for that lead guard. And regardless that, we need a wing player, but if you do not have that floor general, you do not have that lead guard, hey, you're going to have a wing player, but what you going to do with him?
So you don't think Frank or Trae will end up being or could end up being that lead guard?
I mean, Trae is like, 4 years, like, in the league now.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And he still hasn't established himself as a lead guard yet.
I get you
as
there.
a dominant guard.
Yeah, I get you. But I mean, he did show some things last year. Last year that at least says, let's take a look at him.
Yes. I mean, I can give him that. But you have to see the competition. Like, I mean, who was he competed against? Like, in his own team.
Well, on his own team, but during some games, he had some big games against some decent competition.
Yeah, but I believe like we still need that guy we can pair like with Frank and KP.
Okay.
And
I got you. I hear you.
You understand? And I think like when it comes to Tim Hardaway Jr. though, I would move Courtney Lee before I move Tim Hardaway Jr.
Oh,
because I believe I can get like better value, and a team would likely take Courtney Lee for his experience and his contract like faster than they're gonna take Tim Hardaway Jr. from us.
Right.
And in addition that when you're listening to the front office, it's like believe it or not, Tim Hardaway Jr. is part of the future, and I think as Knicks fan, hey. We're gonna have to ride with him.
Well, he's part of the future for now. I mean, Billy Hernan Gomez was supposed to be part of the future too. So I mean, you never know what could happen. But I definitely agree with you. We would get more value. It'd be easier to move Courtney Lee than Tim Hardaway Jr. because Tim Hardaway Jr. at this point hasn't truly lived up to the $17 million a year. Not to say that he won't. Not to say that he won't. But he hasn't lived. There were times when he did. It looked like he could. He suffered some injuries. He came back. He was slumping. Then he started playing well again. Let's see if he can put together something consistent next year.
Yeah. There's something I wanted to ask you though, Sim. I mean, I have 2 questions though. I watched like your last show, and there's that kid like that called from France. Like he was talking about 2 players that you actually look up. Those 2 guys, like I think they. I was watching them like as you were checking them out. They look like legit players though.
Yeah, they do. They do, especially especially the one guy that he hasn't. I think he said he's going to declare this year. He's a young guy, and he looked like he's going to be. Dude
look like he's ready.
Yeah, he looked like he could hoop a little bit. So
now, here's my question to you though. It's something that I haven't checked out, but I think like it's doable though, because I think Clippers did it last year. They signed a guy like from overseas, like a point guard. So Teodosic, something like that. I forget his name. Like a white dude.
Okay.
And how like can we get like a player like a young player from overseas, like sign a guy without like getting him like from the draft, like can we bring somebody like that?
I think you can. You know, when you talk about overseas, most of the time they're already playing professional ball, and then you have to, you know, you got to buy out their contract. Some of them have rules with their countries and different things that you got to do. But yeah, you can.
We can do that, right?
You can do that. Yeah.
So in other words, like, you know, let's say a guy like Luka Doncic, let's say he wasn't declared for the draft, like, you know, we could have easily signed him, like, you know, from Real Madrid, right?
You know what? I'm not sure what all of the rules are. I'm not
because
it could
I
be.
think Clippers signed a guy last year.
That's a good question because, like, for example, we signed Pablo Prigioni. We didn't get him from the draft. He was just
from the
signed.
Draft, yeah, he was just signed.
It's possible that it can happen. You know, I don't know exactly what the rules are about guys entering the draft or just coming over as a free agent. See, I think here is guys probably, you know, younger guys probably want to enter the draft because if they get drafted in that first round, you're guaranteed a contract, three-year contract or something like that, you know. So
you get a good 4 years, like, you know, 4 or 5 years, like, you know, rookie deal, like, you know, depends on, like, you know, if you, like, you know, a lottery pick, like, you know, the money's, you know, pretty decent.
Right. So, hey,
but
oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So at small forward though, I would if we're gonna get a small forward, I would rather go for Miles Bridges than Macau. Because I've seen more upside, like, you know, from Miles than Mikal Bridges though. Mikal, like, you know, he can start in the NBA, like, you know, today. But if I'm the Knicks, that, like, you know, I'm rebuilding, and Mikal and Miles, they're both on the board, I'm gonna go for Miles Bridges.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what you think about that.
You know what? Between the two, I'm not sure. I want to see. I need to take a closer look at both of them working out. You know, I think they both have their. You know, they both have. Macau's going to be maybe a little bit more NBA ready as far as, you know, just basketball skill and knowledge. Miles maybe is going to have a bigger upside. Well, you know,
because he can create his own shot though.
Yeah.
Which is a plus.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, I know some other people want to get on.
I know. I got to free up the line, man. I thank you.
Yeah. I appreciate the call.
Great show, man. Great show. I like it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
All right, peace out, man. Yeah, some good questions and some good ideas. And that's a very good question about guys from overseas. I seen someone said everyone has to enter the draft. I'm not exactly sure if everyone does have to enter the draft. I don't know exactly what. I don't know. I mean, you know, you can sign players. You can sign, you know, if you have a player that's been, I don't know. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. It's a good question. You know, but, you know, you can have someone who's just a declared free agent, I believe. I'm going to look it up. You know, I'll look it up and see and see if we can get the answer to that, because that's a very good question. And I think it was 23 Blade that said everyone has to enter the draft. You know, I want to get some clarity on that. And I want to give a big shout out to Bless Roberts for the super chat. Appreciate the support, my brother, for sure. Jason Album, man, what's popping?
Yeah, what's up, man?
How you feeling?
Good, man. Good. I've been waiting to get in the stream for a minute, for a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Since your past couple streams, you've been talking about some big topics about like Cat, Porzingis, a couple other things, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of stuff going on.
So I wanted to talk about this one thing about like drafting, those other things. But my main thing about it is, I feel like we need to get like a wing, because I feel like a center is like a useless, not useless, but like not as important if you're trying to make like a playoff appearance.
Okay.
Because this is my reasoning. Because look at it like this: that game we just watched in NBA Finals, the game one, that there was no real big at the end of the game, except if you want to count Thompson, but he's undersized though. Like, and he can actually play defense and can stay on the court. If we get a guy like Wendell Carter or whoever, or like a Bamba or whatever, it's like even Ayton, they can't play defense. You know?
You say they can't play defense?
I mean, like the defense isn't up to par, and they can't guard a LeBron, Durant, and they're gonna get switched, and mismatches are key. And if you watch the Rockets and a little bit of the Celtics too, they all of them try to break the mismatches. They went at the mismatch every time.
I don't know, man. I think someone like Mo Bamba or DeAndre Ayton, they can play on the perimeter.
They'll take a few years, but when it's a big time moment, they're gonna abuse them. I mean, I like those two players, but I feel like I don't know, maybe like Ayton. I mean,
it's definitely a specific kind of center that you want to get, right? You want to have, you want to have a center that can be mobile.
Maybe
someone like Cantor can't be mobile. Someone like Mo Bamba, he's mobile. I mean, as a matter of fact, he can shoot it from three. He can even shoot it from three himself.
I'll give him the edge on the players who can stay on the court. Because look at it. Are you trying to build a team for the regular season or the playoffs? Simon.
Of course. It's Simeon. Yeah, definitely. You want to build a team for the playoffs, but I think even in the playoffs, you're still gonna need. I mean, you need a center that can block shots, right? You need someone who can help protect the rim, grab rebounds for you. If you have, if you have someone like Joel Embiid, you're not gonna take him off the floor.
No. But right. Look at this. If you're not drafting a center that's actually gonna make an impact in the game or is gonna be reliable, there's no point of drafting a center. Like, so if you're doubting, like, listen to this. If you're doubting a guy like Wendell Carter, if he's not gonna be able to stay on the court because of his defense, then what is the point of drafting him?
I agree. I agree.
And if you can't be mobile enough to even stay on that court when it hits 5 minutes and under, what is the point of drafting that guy? He can't stay. My bad, you can speak on that.
No, I'm saying I agree, but I think that goes for every position as well.
And yeah, let me say the same thing about, because I seen the comments, and I was actually kind of, I don't know why, I try not to read the comments sometimes, even on this, like the live stream or whatever, because they sometimes, like, they talk about a guy like Trae Berg, Tim Hardaway, guys like those, especially, Tim Hardaway, he can kind of stay on the floor, but Trae Berg, a guy like him cannot be in that floor when it's 5 minutes or under. He can score, but when you're playing a good team, comes down to those last seconds, he will not be in that floor. Or if he is on that floor, Jesus Christ, man, he's gonna get exposed. Same with Hardaway too, but if he's matched up with a 3 or a 4, get him out of there. He's gonna get exposed.
Well, let's see what Trae Berg is gonna do.
But the problem is, my bad.
Now I'm saying, let's see what Trae Berg is gonna do this year. I'm willing to give Trae Berg another year because last year he came in, he came in, he would play, get some numbers, and he wouldn't play. Jeff Hornacek was kind of jerking him around a little bit. I'm not saying that Trae Berg is your long-term answer, but I'm willing to give the guy a chance.
No, and that's another thing. I don't mind playing those guys for right now, because you know why? Get their value, play them, put them in the game. Get Tim Hardaway dropping 25 a game. Try to get him to that point where he can ball out, and maybe he can turn out to be good. But the main thing for them, get the value up, get the confidence up. Stay with Mutway, get him going, because he needs to just work on his whole game. He needs to get his everything with him going right, because he's garbage. I was actually talking to my brother about this earlier. And he actually, he's a big fan of your stream too. He actually, he donates sometimes or whatever.
Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, tell him thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he what do you call it, Emmanuel Mudiay? He's literally out of the league next season or two, whatever, because he's not motivated. That dude is just physically not able to even be in that court. He cannot even shoot the ball. He cannot drive the ball. His playmaking abilities is just off the charts. He cannot even make the right play. He's horrible. That dude, if he doesn't I'm sorry, but that dude, I want him to be good. He's 6'5", He has length, but the dude cannot. He's just so bad, just basketball wise. Like I swear, college basketball players right now are better than him, or motivated to be on that court and actually perform better than him. Like Trae could be in a game right now and is already better than him. He's not even in an NBA game. He's way out of his league. Okay. He should actually head back to China and ask for a contract. That's how bad he is. I don't even think a Chinese team would actually want him. That's how bad he is.
Well, we'll see. Hey, you know what? Let's see if I think they're gonna give Moody a chance too. They're gonna give. I think his biggest problem is being in shape.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
And I think Fizdale is going to try to get him in shape and see if he can produce anything.
Yeah. No, that's what I said before. You gotta get the confidence in going for them to even just to keep playing, get better. And my thing is with this team, they make so many bad decisions. And I know we got a good management. They're improving with them, with their management skills, whatever. They make better moves every. I feel like it's like they make a good one. Sometimes they make like 2 good moves in a row, then fall back a little bit. It's like it's like with Scott Perry before that. Steve Mills, when he signed Tim Hardaway, he signed him before that whole thing with Phil Jackson plus signing Tim Hardaway. They fired Phil Jackson like a few days late. Now they have to pay him. Right. Just horrible move. Yeah. Now, then with Tim Hardaway, they paid him way too much money. Like the Hawks weren't gonna go past. They should have.
Hey, well, you know what? Yeah. The only thing we got Scott Perry now. We'll see what we'll see what Scott Perry's. He's gonna change that. I think he's already changing that. So
I know. I'm just happy. Yeah, man.
No, go ahead. Let's just say this one last thing.
Yeah, I'm just happy. Let me just say one big thing because since you're gonna I know you got more people are gonna call on. I'm just happy Scott Perry's in there because he can actually have a better viewpoint for Steve Mills, because Steve Mills can sometimes rush it since he's used to James Dolan. His whole thing with him, and I'm just happy they're finally making good moves, but they're in a kind of a bad situation with their centers and like the wings, because they got Joakim Noah. We're talking, we're all in that. That's a whole other thing. Plus, they're talking about Kenneth Reed, but that Kenneth Reed thing is he's basically another Joakim Noah. So now you have two guys
I think people talk about Kenny Fareed as far as trying to bring on Kenny Fareed to absorb his contract and get some draft picks from the Nuggets. Hey, but Jason, I'm gonna let you go, man. I appreciate the call because I know I got some other people trying to get in. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure you call back though. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
All right, peace, man. Yeah, that whole thing with Kenny Fareed, I think, that's really just, trying to clear up some cap space. You know what I mean? Not trying to clear some cap space, but trying to get some picks, because Denver is willing to give up the 14th pick in order to trade Kenny Fareed. I think that's a dumb move on Denver's part, to tell you the truth. You got one more year, use that year. You know what I mean? You got one more year, let it play out for that year. If you don't want to play him, don't play him. You know what I'm saying? But there's no reason to, I don't know. I think it would be a dumb move on Denver's part to give up the 14th pick just to move Kenny Fareed when he only has next year left on his contract. Doesn't make sense to me. You might be able to trade him for, well, I mean, I guess they want to clear up the salary as well, and open up that salary so that they can make some moves in the offseason, I guess. Ro Mason, what's popping, bro? Ro, you on? Let's not. So let's move on to Ron Baker. Let's talk about Ron Baker, because Ron Baker just opted into his contract. And we knew that was going to happen. Right? We knew he was going to opt into his contract. I don't blame him. I would have opted into my contract too. You know what I'm saying? I would have opted in. He's getting $4 million this year. He's another guy that gluts up that guard spot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how much can we say about him or about it? Ron Baker. He's going to be with the Knicks this year. He, of course, was injured last year, so he didn't get a chance to really, really play. He may be, though. Let's be honest. He may be a guy that Fizdale likes. He does play hard. He does play defense. You know what I mean? So he could be a guy. He definitely could be a guy that Fizdale likes. I wouldn't put it past him. You can't trade him unless he's part of a bigger trade and it makes salaries match. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna trade Ron Baker. He's in his 3rd year this year. I don't even know what to say about it. I don't even know what to say about him. You know what I mean? It's Ron Baker. Roll Mason, what's poppin', man?
On chat. Fine, I'm trying to one night. It feels like.
Yeah, man. So the Knicks. So Ron Baker opted into his contract, right? So he's definitely he's going to be with the Knicks for at least another year.
No way. I don't even understand how Ron Baker's still in the league.
How he's still in the league? I mean, well, because the Knicks gave him a 2-year contract last year.
That was Phil Jackson. We know he was buddy with Phil Jackson. They played poker and played foosball together. We understand
that.
Well,
actually, it was. I think that contract was signed under Scott Perry. It may have already been in the works, but I think Scott Perry was at least hired at the time that contract was made. I believe
that. I find that hard to believe. I know he was cool with Jeff Hornacek too. I know that was his guy.
That was Jeff Hornacek's boy. That was his guy.
But Ron Baker, he should be in the G League.
Well, last year he played a lot in the G League. Last year he went back and forth. He played a lot in the G League last year.
I mean, I understood the Lance Thomas signing for building a culture, and he's like a good glue guy. But we don't need 2 of him. We don't need Ron Baker and Lance Thomas. One of them got to go.
You said, yeah. Well, I mean, the thing with Ron Baker, he makes $4 million. This is his last year. It's last year in his contract. So let me see. Ron Baker, it was announced July 11th that Ron Baker signed the contract, right? And I probably could go back and look. I'd have to pull up the email, and I could probably go back and find the press release that I received. But it was somewhere around that, around July of 2017, right? You see it here, July 2017. The New York Knicks agreed to sign 2nd-year Ron Baker to a 2-year, $8.9 million deal. League sources told ESPN's
$8.9 million.
It was 2 years for $8.9 million, so it was $4 million a year. Yeah, so it was $4 million a year. Yeah, barring a trade, New York was. All right, so that was July 11th. Now let's find out when Scott Perry was hired. I don't remember exactly when Scott Perry was hired.
He was hired last year. It had to be sometime like in July, because we know that the championship was over. The draft was approaching.
Right. So
the draft just finished.
The draft had just finished because it was very shortly after the draft, because he drafted it was very shortly after the draft because he drafted the kid for Sacramento, and then boom, he was with the Knicks. All right. So, okay, it was a couple days afterwards. Because you have July 14th from the NBA reports that Scott Perry will sign a 5-year deal with the Knicks. So it was a couple days after. So it was definitely Steve Mills who made that signing. Man, And you know, Steve Mills should have and that's the crazy thing. Why didn't he put it on hold? He should have put it on hold. Right? Steve Mills, he should have put it on hold. He knew he had Scott. I mean, obviously they were doing they were making a play. They were not making a play. They were negotiating these deals at the same time. Mills is negotiating with Scott Perry, also negotiating with Ron Baker. Why wouldn't you put that Ron Baker deal on hold and say, let's bring in Scott Perry and see what Scott Perry thinks? Unless during his negotiations with Scott Perry, he spoke to him about, he spoke to him about it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy because we all know Ron Baker shouldn't have that contract. Hey, Roe Mason, do me a favor. Give me a call back. I accidentally hit the wrong button. Give me a call back. You know what I'm saying? We all know Ron Baker shouldn't have had that contract. He hadn't done anything in the NBA to deserve that contract as of yet. Now, he played well in his first year. He gave you something to think about. And of course, remember he was an undrafted free agent, so he signed a 1-year deal. You probably should have gave him another 1-year deal. Or maybe if you wanted to give him 2 years, give him a 2-year deal with a team option. And of course, not $8.9 million, but maybe $1.2 million, or $2 million or something like that. And give him a team option instead of a player option. He must have a hell of an agent. I don't know who his agent is. Must have a hell of an agent because, he pulled a cat out the hat on that one. Whatever you want to say. Edward Honey, you're right. What's $4 million in the NBA? You're right about that. I get you there. What is $4 million in the NBA? It's not much. It's not much. But if a player doesn't deserve that $4 million, then it is. You know what I'm saying? If a player hasn't... Let's think about this. Trae Burke is not making $4 million. Right? Trae Burke is making $1 point whatever million dollars. You know what I mean? Think about other players in the league that's not making $4 million a year. There's players on other teams that have produced so much more than Ron Baker that's not making $4 million a year. You know what I mean? The dude from Memphis, what's his name, was making $1 million a year. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Trae Burke made $784,000 last year. Michael Beasley, $2.1 million last year. There's guys all over the league. So, when you say what's $4 million, yeah, I understand what you're saying. But, based on your production, it can be a lot or it can be a little. You know what I mean? I got Derek on the line, man. What's poppin', Derek? How you feeling? Can you hear me, Derek?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, what's pop? Hey, can you turn that down a little bit in the back?
Yeah, I got you. Sorry about that.
So what's popping with you, man? What's happening? First time caller?
Yeah, first time caller. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. Big Knicks fan from the Bronx.
Okay.
How about you? Yeah.
Shout out. Boogie down. Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah. as well as the Knicks, I feel like things are going in the right direction. You feel me? Things are definitely going in the right direction with it feels like the front office, they got their stuff together. There's no off season controversy going off. Everybody's in a good mood, good jolly mood. We finally got our first choice coach. We finally hired a good coach, a defensive minded coach. But the thing is, even though he's defensive minded, he has a plan on offense, which is shoot threes. That's the way the league is going right now. So if you can find a way to create plays to shoot threes, I feel like shoot threes, play good defense. That's basically what the Warriors do. Create plays to find open threes and create play good defense in order to leak out on the fast break and create points there, or just slow it down, run a play for Curry, run a play for Durant, slow it down and knock the shot down. But I definitely feel like the Knicks are definitely in the right direction. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. I agree with you. I think the Knicks are in the right direction, making the right moves right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think that, they got the right guys at the helm when you talk about Scott Perry. Steve Mills, I mean, as long as Steve Mills leaves the business decisions up to Scott Perry, we'll be all right. You know what I mean? I'm excited for next year, even though it doesn't look like, we're going to be a playoff team. I'm excited to watch the young guys grow, develop. Can't wait for our draft pick to come in, see who we get, see what we're going to do with them, how we're going to use them, see what kind of moves Scott Perry can pull off, because I feel like this is, his first time really being at the helm as a general manager. He's always been kind of like an assistant type of guy.
Yeah.
And even now, it's not fully just his decision, but he has way more power than he's ever had. And I think he's going to make some really good decisions for the Knicks.
Yeah.
And do some good things.
Which reminded me, I've seen one video on my news feed. It's from the Knicks wall. It showcased the title of the video is it's on YouTube. It's called "Remember When the Knicks Were Fun last year." Is a minute and 10 seconds.
Yeah. I think I've seen that.
Yeah. That video right there brought a smile to my face, because it just it captured the moment of when we had hope for the season. Even though the season went wayward, but it captured the hope that we had for the future. You see Frank dishing the ball off to Porzingis for the three. Frank on the fast break doing what he's supposed to be doing. It just brought a smile to my face, because people got to remember this is a rebuilding project. It's not going to happen in the span of a year. It's not going to happen in the span of 2 years.
Yeah.
It might happen in 3-4 years. But hey man, I know it's been years of hardship, years of losses, but life moves on. People just got to remember, life moves on. There's a lot more important things happening in your own life. Basketball is a distraction of it's supposed to be a distraction of the hardships that's going on in your life, but people just got to remember, life goes on. And I feel like the pieces are in place from a cerebral point, from a front office point, which is going to leak down into the culture, the makeup of the team. I might be a naive young Knicks fan. I'm 21 myself, so I might be a naive young Knicks fan. But I feel like we have a centerpiece in place. We got this is a deep draft. I don't care what nobody says. This is a very deep draft with a lot of good players coming out. So I feel like my personal preference in the draft is if we could get Michael Porter Jr. If not Michael Porter Jr., then Mikal Bridges. Bridges would be the safe pick in my opinion. You feel me? So yeah, that's my thought. That's my thought process on the Knicks.
All right, man. Hey, appreciate the call. Really good call. Appreciate the call. Make sure you come call back some more, man. Call back some more.
No doubt.
All right, man. Peace. Asim. Did I say your name right? I say your name right?
It's Asim.
Asim. Okay. Oh, we got something in common.
Oh, and what's that?
My name is Simeon. Starts with S-I-M. Your name is Asim,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, this is my first time calling on, and I'm really excited. I've been watching you for a while now.
Okay, appreciate it. I appreciate that, man.
And I've been wanting to say a lot of things as far as the current state of the NBA, and also what the Knicks have gone through over the past couple of years.
Okay.
It's been a major problem that I've been a New York Knicks fan for over 20 years, and I've seen a lot of picks being traded away. I think it's a number of picks that a lot of people don't realize we should have had.
Right.
And Andrew Bynum, and what's his name? Ron Artest, and believe it or not, you can do some research on it, that we were supposed to have even had Scottie Pippen one year as well.
Have to go back and look at that. Okay, Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, but instead we ended up drafting Mark Jackson.
Okay.
But my point is, with what's going on right now with the Knicks, we have some draft picks. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a draft pick next year as well. We've got a young core. I think what we need to do is go ahead and train these guys, see what develops, continue to train these guys. Do not do any type of trading of picks. Maybe trading the personnel. I think there's two people I wouldn't mind trading, just as long as we get assets that's going to help us in the long run.
Right.
The first person will be Tim Hardaway.
Okay.
And the second one will be Courtney Lee.
Okay.
And the only reason I mentioned Courtney Lee is because I think he deserves to be on a group that he can help go to a championship. In return, we could get some young assets, maybe even a draft pick that'll help us in the long run as well.
Right. And I mean, I think that's the plan. I don't know if we really can trade Tim Hardaway Jr. right now, but I think that's the plan to, get younger. You're going to have a couple of vets around just to, provide some guidance and some tutelage, but I think that's the plan, get younger, pull in assets and players, and then sort out who does what, who has what roles, and move players around later. But I think that's the idea. I think that's where Scott Perry is going. I think that's what he's trying to do.
Also, I want to say what's up to everybody on the chat. Like I said, this is my first time talking, actually being on the show. But another thing I wanted to say was that as far as worrying about getting anybody in free agency and maybe the next year or two, I wouldn't even worry about, I believe Ron Baker went ahead and opted back in. To be honest with you, I believe Cantor's going to opt back in. And another person that's going to be key that we need to keep on the books for the next 2 years. Actually, I believe we should keep Noah on the books for the next 2 years as well, in order to get that off of our books. Instead of stretching them for 5 years, we're going to actually hinder us instead.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're going to stretch them. I hope not. I think maybe if you get to the last year, they might, but if they need to free up money to make a big move in free agency. But I think right now you just kind of live with it, especially for next year. We're not gonna have any cap room anyway. We're not in position to do anything, so you might as well just let it ride out, let the books clean themselves up, and then start to make moves. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to make, unless there's something out there that you could do that's really gonna free up cap space. I wouldn't do anything wild and crazy, like stretch a player. You know what I mean? And hurt yourself for the future. Let the books clean themselves up and then make some moves.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even worry about I wouldn't even worry about Cantor. That's probably going to be the last big payday he gets. I'm not even sure where he gets that type of money based off of his play, because he doesn't even play defense. Which really
they gave him that. Yeah, they gave him that money off of potential. You know what I mean? They gave him that money when he was young, and they looked at the potential that he had, and I mean that's why they That's probably why they moved him, because they didn't think that he was going to be able to withstand the way the NBA is going in the future. But I mean he's a horse down there as far as rebounding the ball. He can score in the low block like crazy. But that's the thing with Cantor.
Well,
you know what I mean?
But here's the problem with his game. Here's the problem with his game, and here's the problem with Okafor's game as well. The one is down there in I'm talking about the center down there in New Jersey right now. Right? Okay.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn. Excuse me, I'm still thinking about New Jersey. That's how old I am. But they have they play with their back to their to the basket and whatnot. And with this new NBA going on, as you talked about it for the past couple of days or however long you've been on, that type of skill is starting to be fizzed out. And to be honest with you, people like Shaquille O'Neal or a lot of those centers that didn't have those type of skills, they probably wouldn't even matter in this NBA.
You got to be able to do both. Centers got to be able to do both. They got to be able to post. They got to be able to go out the three. And it's something.
And so I just wanted to say my tidbit on that.
All right, man.
Also, one more thing I wanted to say was I'm just not understanding what's going on with this GM down there in Philly, and then the fact that they say something about on his burner account that he preferred KP over JoJo.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that whole thing. It's crazy. I mean, it's wild. You wouldn't think that. I don't know if he did it or if he didn't. You wouldn't think that an NBA GM. You would think that they would be smarter than that, right?
Well, they said one of those accounts with ended up the phone number in his wife's. It was in his wife's name. It was his wife's phone. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's a little janky. It's kind of crazy. But also I wanted to say one more thing before you let me go was I think we need to give Frank time to develop because the point guard position is the hardest to develop. I believe he's going to be something special because his length and he already has, he's already able. He's shown that he's able to defend. And also, we need to give Kristaps Porzingis, a chance to come back to see what he's going to be made of.
Good, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm with you. Hey, Asim, thank you for the call, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Call back.
Oh, I definitely call back.
I bet. All right, later, man.
Later.
Peace. Yeah. Knicks fans everywhere. Let's talk about some of these NBA rumors before I get out of here, because there's stuff going on. Ronald Cleveland talked earlier about LeBron going to Houston at the end of the season, and you know what? He could be right. You never know. Rumors have it that Chris Paul is already recruiting him. They're boys, of course, and you bring LeBron in Houston, and will they find a way to work it out? You got LeBron is used to having the ball. His high usage rate. James Harden, high usage rate. Chris Paul, high usage rate. But I could see it happening. I could see it working. Let me say that. I don't want to say I could see it happen. I could see it working. You know what I mean? I don't know. It could. It would be crazy, but they say Chris Paul is already recruiting LeBron. I think he's staying in Cleveland as well. I'd like to see him stay in Cleveland. I'd rather him stay in Cleveland. But if he went to the Rockets, that'd be deadly. That'd be something. But Chris Paul's recruiting him. And I'm sure in Houston they find a way. All these other teams, man, they find a way to move money and get money. The Knicks never can, but hopefully those days changed. I'm sure that they would find a way to get some money though, and free up some room if they were going to sign him. And then if they can't get LeBron, then they're going to try to make a play for Paul George. Paul George is their next target if they can't get LeBron. So there's going to be some movement in the NBA this summer, I think. Ever since free agency's come in and really a lot of this crazy movement started when LeBron went to Miami, and then now players are moving all over the place all the time. That's why American Express has the thing, where you can, if you buy a jersey, you can go get another jersey, just trade that jersey in if a player leaves. You know what I mean? Because players are moving all over the place. It's actually good for the NBA, to tell you the truth, because it brings that much more interest to the NBA. 23 Blade, I agree with you. PG is probably a better fit than LeBron. He'd actually be a third wheel and could be a third wheel. He'd be a very high level third wheel, but I think he could be a third wheel. And is he a third wheel? I don't know. Maybe CP3 is a third wheel, but CP3 is going to be the leader, right? And then you got James Harden, and then you got Paul George. I think that would be a much better fit than LeBron James. And if they get PG-13, that could be trouble. that could be trouble. I mean, they were within. If Chris Paul wasn't hurt, they may have beat Golden State anyway. They were within single digits of beating Golden State without Chris Paul. You bring in PG-13, you know, that's a different story. And then you bring in someone who can shoot the three, but he can also, you know, he can also post up a little bit. You know, I think that would be the move for Houston rather than LeBron James. I think that'd be the better move. And he's younger. You know, you'd have a little bit more time to be relevant. You know what I mean? A little bit more time to be relevant. Yeah. So that's the NBA for us, guys. Listen, I'm about to head off. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Famous, you say, when do I work? Actually, I mean, my job, I have clients that I work for, and I do certain things for clients. I do strategy planning and event planning, social media stuff for them. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I make my living. So it's not like I go to work. You know, I just work out of my studio, and you know, I'm an independent contractor. You know, and I, you know, contract with different companies and help them brainstorm different strategies on whatever it is their mission is, you know. So, you know, I don't have regular hours. I just, whenever I have meetings with clients, I meet with my clients and we set up meetings here, there, and that's why I'm on travel a lot, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times I go and meet with clients. I go here and I meet with this client, or if a client has an event, I go there and help them with an event that we planned, or to do social media stuff for them. You know, so that's what I do. So that's the reason why I'm able to be on. I'm able to be on because, you know, I don't really have any regular hours. It's just whenever I schedule things that I got to do, I do it. That's how it is. Entrepreneurship, that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Entrepreneurship gives you a lot of freedom, man. Gives you a whole lot of freedom when you're an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? You get out there, you just live your life and then do the things to make some money. You know what I mean? You know, so it is what it is. But listen, man, I'm about to jump off. The next finals game is Sunday. That's a ways away, so I'll probably be on Saturday. I mean, it's not a ways away, but I'll probably, what's today? Actually, no, I'll be on Sunday after the game. If anything happens, then I'll jump on, or maybe Saturday night, I jump on for a couple of minutes. I see you, he, she. I'm not worried about what you're saying. I see you. You're messing around. It's all good. It's all good. But, you know, I will jump on Sunday after the game. And then Saturday, it depends. You know, I got an AAU tournament, so I don't know what the schedule's going to be like. But I might jump on for a couple minutes then as well. You know what I mean? But I'm about to jump on up out of here. I've been on for 2 hours. I'm about to jump out of here. I know you guys got to get some rest. I need to get some rest. And I'm going to holler at you guys, man. And if you know, holler at me, you know, in the meantime, holler at me on Twitter, in the comments, you know, talk to me, and I'm going to talk back. Y'all have a good one, man. Peace. Take care. Weekend's coming up. Have a clean, free, safe weekend. Peace. Oh, let me try this one more time. Peace. If you enjoyed this stream, please subscribe below. Ring the bell, get a notification anytime that I'm on live. Follow me on Twitter at Nothing But Knicks. Facebook groups at Nothing But Knicks. Instagram at Nothing But Knicks. Talk to me. Peace. Have a good one.